The ones in the 80s and the 90s are just so beautiful, so elegant. When you think of a luxury car, that used to be the car that came to mind, the Jaguar XJ. You know, they're going to eat this up. They're going to love it. They're all going to start driving Jaguars. Watch. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Philip Tamoria Sports Cars. We talk about cars here. What do you guys think of the new bold Jaguar rebrand? What do you think about it? A lot of people are upset. We know this. Are you upset about it? Do you hate it? Does this remind you of what happened with Bud Light or Gillette? What are your thoughts on Jaguar's rebranding? Please comment below. I'm sure many of you are just going to read my title and run right to the comments and think, this guy's crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Jaguar doesn't know what they're doing. It's not going to work. They're so woke. Nobody's going to buy the new Jaguar. It's going to be like Bud Light. It's going to be like Gillette. I think that the Jaguar campaign may work, okay? And here's why. And I don't think it's the same as Bud Light, and I don't think it's the same as Gillette, because this is a complete rebranding. They're transitioning to a fully electric fleet in 2025. At least that's what I've been told. If I'm wrong about that, please comment below. Fully electric fleet. The Jaguar that we have grown to love, those of us old people in our 40s, 50s, 60s, that Jaguar is long gone. The E-Type that everybody fell in love with from the 1960s, the XJ series, those beautiful luxury sedans with the V8 and the V12, incredible cars, rich leather, Connolly leather interiors, very masculine. That is long gone. They really haven't been able to compete. They don't have the enthusiast market the way Porsche does, for example. Nothing like that. The luxury market's extremely competitive and everybody's driving SUVs now. And yeah, Jaguar has a couple SUVs, but you know, it's nothing special. The F-Type is probably the last great car that they've made. Big V8, naturally aspirated. I think some of them are supercharged. Great sounding car, good looking car, but that's an old car now too. That car is what, 12 years old, something like that, 10 years old. That's an older car. And they're going all electric. I think Jaguar is trying to capture the people that are leaving or walking away from Tesla. I think they're going to go after Hollyweird. I think that you're going to see a lot of celebrities driving electric Jaguars. You know, ever since Trump won and Elon, they've been upset with Elon for a couple years now, especially since he started supporting Trump. And now he's part of the administration going forward. So they're going to keep dumping their Teslas. California wants electric cars. So I think you're going to see a lot of Jags. You're going to see a lot of the newer electric Jaguars that are going to be coming out in California and in New York. But here's the problem. The problem is a lot of the really woke progressives that they're trying to attract with this Balenciaga fashion house kind of campaign that they have going on. They don't drive. A lot of them live in cities. A lot of them don't really have a lot of money. They can't afford a luxury car. They live in cities, in apartments. If they're in New York, they're walking, they're taking the train. They might like the new image, the new campaign, but are they going to buy one of their cars if they live in New York City? Probably not, unless they're wealthy. You need a car in California and Los Angeles, so I think that it will do well there. I think that they're going to really push this fashion house, Hollyweird, super woke message, and it's going to attract some new customers because, again, they've lost a lot of their old customer base. That's why I think it's different than Bud Light, because Bud Light is just the same beer, and they hired a transgender person, and it pissed everybody off. This is a complete rebrand where they're going to launch a bunch of fully electric cars. And who are they going to attract? The old school masculine guys that like big engines and like their luxury cars and smoke cigars and drink scotch. They're not going to want to drive these cars. They've already made the switch to Mercedes. They've made the switch to, or they've upgraded to Aston Martin. They're not driving Jaguars, the modern Jaguars. We will see what's going to happen. I think on December 2nd, they're apparently going to show us their new cars. And maybe they're going to be a little more affordable. Maybe they're going to drop the price. Maybe they're going to really try to attract that progressive, purple-haired woman that's pro-choice protesting in DC, you know, people that aren't car enthusiasts, because most real hardcore car enthusiasts do not lean left. They do not lean hard left anyway. They might be a center left, but they're not progressive. They're not hardcore. Anyone that's a fan of the combustion engine is upset of what's happened over the last 10 years with the EPA and the emissions and the push to go electric and banning combustion engines and all this nonsense. They're not, Jaguar's not going for that person. That's not the person they're after. They've already lost that person. So I think it may work. I really do think it may work in California, in the liberal states, in parts of New York City. But again, like, how many of these progressives in New York City are actually driving? A very small percentage of them. And maybe in, you know, some of the New England states that are blue, they will attract these progressives. It'll be popular with the LGBTQ community. I just wanted to take a different approach on this because I didn't want to just jump on like everybody else and bash them for doing what they're doing. I'm not a fan of it. I don't really like it. It doesn't appeal to me. I like the old cars. I like the E-Type. I love the XJ series. I think they made 8 or 9 series, like up to series 9, I think, for the XJ. And the ones in the 80s and the 90s are just so beautiful, so elegant. When you think of a luxury car, that used to be the car that came to mind, the Jaguar XJ. When I was a teenager, my boss, who was an entrepreneur, I worked in a restaurant, he had a Jaguar XJ V12 convertible, beautiful car. It was so cool, and we were like, when we were kids working in his restaurant, we were like, man, we want to be like him when we grow up and have a Jaguar V12 convertible. Those days are long gone. Those days are long gone. It is going to be interesting, especially with Trump winning. Is there going to be a big shift away from electric cars? It's looking that way. And for an enthusiast like myself, that makes us happy. We like that. That is a good thing. You know, we want combustion engines. We want Ferraris with V12s, not with V6s. We want manual gearboxes as an option. We don't want to be stuck with CVT transmissions, hybrid drivetrains as our only choices. I'm not saying that they shouldn't exist. And even electric cars, I do think there is a market. I know there's a lot of hatred towards this new campaign, and it's just like a Balenciaga commercial. It's weird, right? It's the androgynous people and stuff. I don't get it, you know, it's not for me. If you like that, hey, whatever, you know, to each their own. But I really think that, you know, Tesla's lost a lot of the progressives and they're switching to other electric cars. Is Jaguar going to come and push Tesla out? Hell no, that's not going to happen. But I think they have an opportunity in, you know, like I was saying, in California, the Hollyweird crowd, you know, they're going to eat this up. They're going to love it. They're all going to start driving Jaguars. Watch. All of these actors are going to be driving Jaguars, electric Jaguars. And I will say this, they've got people talking about them. Everybody is talking about Jaguar now. And they haven't had this much attention in ages, probably since the F-Type convertible came out. And even then, I don't think they've ever had this much attention since I've been driving, since the 1990s, that I can remember. These woke campaigns have been backfiring a lot. But considering they're pushing the all-electric agenda, who knows? Maybe it will work for them. My guess is they dumped a lot of money into building an all-electric fleet, and they thought, who is going to actually buy these electric Jaguars? It's not going to be your traditional conservative guy that wants a V8 engine. He's not going to buy it. It's going to be a progressive that is upset that Elon Musk ruined Tesla and they can't drive Tesla anymore. That's my take on that. I feel like every other content creator released a video about how Jaguar did this, why everything about it is wrong, why they don't agree with it. So I wanted to actually think about, well, what are they really thinking here? What are they thinking about doing? And is there even a slight chance that it may work? Maybe. I think it does make more sense than like what Bud Light did. I think that was the dumbest. Now, if Porsche did this, that would be horrible because they have such a loyal following, such a die-hard following. Jag doesn't have that. Or if Chevrolet did it with just the Corvette, it would be weird. It would be really weird. And everyone's talking about how did Jag do this? and they bring up the E-Type and the XJ. But that's been so long since those cars were popular. That has been so long. They've lost those people. They've lost that following. Those people don't even buy new Jags. They have the old Jags, and their newer cars are something else. They're driving an S-Class Mercedes or a G-Class or something else for their daily driver now. And they have an XK or an XJ, you know, that's a classic that sits in the garage. Just my thoughts. What is your favorite Jaguar? What's the first Jaguar you saw when you were a kid that really impressed you? And those of you that own Jags, what are your thoughts on this? I'm sure a lot of you don't like it. A lot of you guys that own F-Types and XJ cars, E-Types, I'm guessing a lot of you guys don't like the direction that they're headed in. If I was gonna buy a Jag, there are no new Jags that interest me. Even the electric ones, when they come out, I'll be even less interested, even if they didn't do this campaign. So I think that's another thing that people are missing, is that a lot of us that really haven't been impressed with Jaguar lately definitely weren't going to buy their electric cars when they came out. We definitely weren't going to buy those electric Jaguars. So who's going to buy them? Left-wing people that like these androgynous campaigns. It can always change back. I have someone that's been very vocal about how I cannot stand all of the woke stuff. I just didn't want to go on a rant about this. I wanted to be somewhat civil and have a decent conversation about it, rather than just bash all the woke stuff and about how it's wrong and men are masculine and women are feminine. And I do believe that, but I didn't want this video to be all about that. I wanted to think, well, what are they actually trying to accomplish here? And I think that's it. They want to attract the woke people. They want to attract the people that voted for Kamala, that can't stand Trump, that Orange Man is bad. Orange Man is really bad and mean. And a lot of those people bought Teslas 2-3 years ago, 5 years ago. And they need another company now. So these people need somewhere to go. And maybe it's Jaguar. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you next time.